here with Lars Johnson, one of the Johnsons of Al Johnson's, who is our 2017 Entrepreneur of the Year this year. So congratulations, Lars.
Thanks, Caleb. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Would love to start with just a history of Al Johnson's.
Yeah, well, we've been here since 1949, and that seems like a long time. It is a long time. And my dad, as a boy, came to Door County and was able to get off the streets of Chicago and come to Door County and pick cherries as a boy. And once my dad grew up and the war came, and my dad was in World War II and 101st Airborne, and after that, after the war ended, he went to Marquette. And as he was at Marquette University, he would travel to Door County in the summers, and he always knew of this little IGA grocery store that sat on this location. And finally, he decided to take a chance during his senior year at Marquette and buy a grocery store and convert it into Al Johnson's Diner at that time. Then in 1959, he met my mom. And my mom had come over from Sweden and was working at Gordon Lodge, and the two of them obviously struck up a romantic relationship and got married. And so my mom came into the picture, and she really added all the Scandinavian charm. And in 1973, my parents decided to take a real chance and have an authentic building imported from Norway.
Really?
And constructed it here on this site. And we never closed one day. That was important to my dad then because cash flow was really tight. And then as a practical joke, my dad's best friend decided to put a goat up on that roof. And Wink Larson was really the real reason why we have goats on the roof today. And it was his idea. And so I have to give credit where credit is due. And at the time it was just a practical joke, but that practical joke turned into just a great business decision. And well, I think we're known throughout the entire country and parts of the world now as the restaurant with the goats on the roof. And in fact, we were able to trademark that idea, and we actually licensed a couple of places in Georgia and in Mississippi.
Really?
And so we have some license fees that we do collect out there for other places that have goats on the roof around the United States.
That's awesome.
So here we are into, jump start into the 80s and 90s and fast forward into year 2000, and business is flourishing, but the credit really goes to my mom and dad.
Really cool. And it sounds like you still work with a lot of your siblings here at Al Johnson's. What's it like working in a long-term successful family business? I'm sure it's not always sunshine and rainbows, but I'm sure it's maybe extra fulfilling being with your family.
Well, I think obviously being involved in a family business creates some degree of stress at times. However, but it's fun. It's really fun. I think you learn to work through your differences, and I think as we age, I think we all become better listeners, and I think that you have to trust one another and move forward, and we all have our unique abilities, and my brother being so involved in the kitchen and the aspects of that and all the exterior remodeling and interior remodeling, and then my sister involved in the front of the house and just constantly being able to do just about anything. And I think the one thing we learned from both of my parents was that you never ask your employees to do something you wouldn't want to do yourself. And I think that all of us are in a situation that we're willing to jump in and do just about anything when it's necessary. And that goes with our entire management team. We have great managers, and you can't run a business like this without quality management team and quality employees.
How many employees do you guys have right now?
Well, during the winter months we have about 50 during the months of November through May, and then once we slowly build up into mid-June, we approach 100 employees all the way through the end of October. So I think from the northern end of the Door County Peninsula, I think I've always recognized that we're one of the largest employers north of Sturgeon Bay, and we're really proud of that.
Fantastic. Sounds like a good team.
Yeah, we have a great team, and my dad used to say that you can't having an important team is so important to this business. And how he described it was that it's like a wheel, and every wheel has spokes, and all those spokes are incredibly important. And if one of those spokes breaks, that hurts the wheel. So you got to keep going.
That's a great analogy. It makes perfect sense for a restaurant that's been as successful as Al Johnson's. Any big new exciting stories you guys have to share?
Yeah, we have really gone fast forward in 2017. Here we just are finishing up a big warehouse addition and production facility that will be able to produce more product and get our product into grocery stores and throughout the United States. And we just needed more room to do that. And then last year, we actually was a huge decision and a huge investment on our part that we created an outdoor bar atmosphere. We had a building from Norway that we weren't using. We moved that building to just south of the restaurant, and that has turned into a really popular venue and much better than we had ever anticipated. And we'll be introducing some outdoor food there this season as well, along with live music, and we hope that turns into a special place for people, locals to come and tourists to come and enjoy that venue throughout the summer and fall months.
Well, Lars, I think it's safe to say that Al Johnson's is one of the most iconic restaurants, maybe one of the most iconic businesses in all of Door County. So thank you for all you do, and congratulations once again on being the 2017 Entrepreneur of the Year.
Thank you, Caleb, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.